What's up, y'all? It's Bunches of Bunches. Y'all. Ooh.
What's up, y'all? It's Bunches of Bunches. And y'all down tuned in with the motherfucking. Yeah, like that.
What's up? Y'all heard it. Y'all are now tuned into this episode with Shaqo, the King Poppy, rap artist, fly thing, good mood, good energy.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Yes.
This little champagne hard to open? Oh no.
No, it's not.
I don't want to be opening it on camera like this nigga weak. Oh no.
Okay, so.
Look.
Shaqo.
Oh, see, hey, we cutting that out, cause see, what happened was I just got the vaccine, so my arm leaked.
Yes, tell him.
My arm leaked, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, with that being said, it's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome, long time coming.
Too long! But yeah, just thank you for having me.
Yes. Take us through your journey with music and how it has shaped you into the man you are today.
Oh, that's a good question. I've been a part of music since I was a kid. I was in band in like fourth grade. You know, everybody wanted to be in band. It was like a thing.
What instrument?
I played the clarinet.
Oh,
No, yeah, I was playing there fourth grade. I tried the trumpet and I couldn't do it. So, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh grade, I was in band. I was all clarinet. And then, I ended up moving because I grew up in Rialto, so out there was really, really bad. My folks didn't want me to go to school out there. So, I was in elementary there, went to middle school out there. So I ended up moving going to school in Rancho. And then we ended up actually physically moving from Rialto after living there for damn near my whole life to this new city called Eastville. And that's like when the 8th grade in high school at. When I got out there, 8th grade, I'm like, I don't want to do band no more, you know what I'm saying? I was one of them kids, I didn't want to be a nerd and all that. I got in my own head, so I stopped doing band. And so I always, like me and my brothers always had competition, so we'd be walking around the house with our iPod Nanos and stuff. And when we were younger, we'd be writing down the lyrics and songs like notebooks. And so I remember I used to love Lupe Fiasco growing up. I used to I love Lupe, so I used to write the lyrics to like Kick Puss, Paris Sunkill, all that in my notebook. And then, I don't know, like, we would, at lunch tables and whatnot in high school, you'd be freestyling at lunch and all that. And I always could like freestyle. I'm not like the best, but like, I could always, get on beat and just say a little something, And so my senior year of high school, I just started rapping. Like, people just, I just tried it. Like, it was like random. I just, boom. Like, I had this first song called Mackin'. And listening to it now, it's terrible. But back then, I swear, I used to go up in high school. So, I started this song, Mackin'. And, I started rapping. And everybody just fucked with it, like, heavy. Like, people was like, it's you? Like, just started playing it. Like, all the high school functions, all the high school parties,
It was a jerkin type vibe?
Yeah, for sure. That's when jerkin was like that early ratchet, but like end of jerkin. Yeah, like that. Like where it wasn't like jerkin music, but it was like the end of jerkin, early ratchet.
Ratchet, yeah.
So that's like the vibe I was on. And then I also had like that some Dom K vibe in there too, early Dom K. So like that was like my whole little vibe I was on. And then I was starting doing music from there, man. Just, going to college and doing music. I was very inconsistent though. Like I would drop something and then I wouldn't drop for like a year or like 6 months or whatever. But I had like a good buzz out there where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody got to do music and whatnot. And so people was fucking with it. And then I just kept going. And now I'm older, 25 now, taking it a lot more serious because I see it can potentially get me somewhere, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm trying to like take it a lot more serious now. But yeah, that's been my whole journey with music.
So my next question is actually a follow-up of what you just said. Seeing that it can take you somewhere, I know a lot of people make music as a form of creative expression, and others use it as a path, as means of success or to get a certain lifestyle. You know, so what would you say music means to you, and what is your actual goal with music?
And to elaborate, you started like back in high school, so I know like at that point it was just like fun, right? You weren't thinking like it's gonna pay bills, probably not in high school, right? No. It's like it was fun, right? Enjoyable.
I was just rapping, regular shit about my cane, regular shit. By the way, I didn't bring my cane.
We see.
I know, I didn't. But I really just want to be me with music. Like, I'm not looking to be, you know, the next Jay-Z, the next Jay, nothing like that. Not saying I don't want to be the best at what I do, but I'm just looking to be me and influence, you feel me, as many people as I can that's like me, that can relate to me, that might look up to me, you know what I'm saying, and just creatively expressing myself, you know what I'm saying, and throughout music or whatever form that is, you know what I'm saying. So that's really what I want to do in music. Now, whatever heights it take me to, beautiful, you know what I'm saying. But my ultimate goal in music is to continue having fun with it and to really, you know, influence a lot of people and give them the courage to be able to do whatever they want to do. Because I feel like if somebody see me doing that, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna be like, oh, okay.
I know him. If he can make it, I can make it.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. That's like my whole thing. So.
And one thing I really do admire about you is that you became the hero of your own story. And so with that being said, like, what prepared you for that? Like, what prepared you to not become the victim of your life circumstance, which we'll get into, but to really own who you are today and continue to thrive to be the person you want to be one day?
Well, that's a good question. See, it's crazy. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't like hearing people be telling me like, I have certain people saying like, you my hero, and I'll be like, please don't give me that much credit. I'm just a regular person. But now that I'm older, I get why people say that. You know what I'm saying? But no, me it's really just not giving a fuck. Like I don't give a fuck. Like it's like I can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? If I'm like this, it's like if I'm walking with a cane, if I'm whatever the case is, ain't nothing I can do. It's all God. Like at the end of the day, I just gotta capitalize on what God gave me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing I can do except for be the best me that I can be.
Yes.
So yeah, like I used to like, of course we all have our moments where we insecure or we in our head about something or, you know what I'm saying, like we just be like, you know, I don't know if I can do this or not, but I kind of think that my situation forced me to be like that a long time ago when I was a kid versus how people, you know, get that when they
older. Ready for this, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like now I'm 16 years old, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you gotta think, you know, I've been walking this way or been like this since I was in elementary, since I was in kindergarten, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm 25, you know, 5 years, that's 20 years, you know what I'm saying? So that's like, I have 20 years of experience of this since I was a 5-year-old, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like, I hit 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, I done been through this already. Like this ain't, I done been through here, like, okay, I'm gonna walk in here, they gonna stare at me and say whatever they gonna say, cool. But I'm still him, you know what I'm saying? They gonna do that, but I'm still him. Like, it's like, nobody can really shake my confidence, you know what I'm saying? Now don't get me wrong, I'm a human being at the end of the day, so we still have our own little personal little battles we go through, but I feel like 95% of my battles have been conquered by myself already. So.
That's what's up.
Absolutely. And you made a great point because I feel like in life we go through a lot of cycles and it really becomes like how you respond to a situation the next time it shows up in your life. And like you just said, like wherever you go, you probably get stared at. At a point in time, you probably were very insecure, right? Until you began to own that part of who you were in confidence. And then now you are the person you are today, and you've accepted what is so that you can challenge that as well.
For sure.
Like, my next question for all of us is, I feel like sometimes we are victimized by other people, and then other times we victimize ourselves. And so, what is the difference to y'all, and then how do you combat that?
Like, that's a good point, because when you walk into the room and like people are looking at you, He's looking at me because I'm him.
Yeah.
Like he's looking at me because I'm it. Like, you know. But I know my deepest, darkest insecurities because they're mine. You know. So I know, and I'm gonna assume you looking at me because of this other issue. But you don't even like. You know, that's not really a factor. You looking at me like that because I'm him. Right?
And you can change that vibe depending on how you come on.
It's,
You walk in the room like I'm that bitch. That it don't matter what's going on with me. Then.
Honestly, let me put it this way. If I walk in a room and I'm already insecure, but I'm not having the flyest outfit, I might think that the reason that you're looking at me is because I'm ugly or I don't fit in. But if I walk in a room like
and
I'm
you
not
know
really
you're this bomb,
then I'm like, hey girl, it's gonna give me that confidence and that's gonna exude outside of me. And yeah, it speaks for itself. Your energy speaks for itself.
For sure. I feel like, y'all both hit it on the head. Everything y'all said was right. For sure, people for sure be victimizing themselves sometimes. Like, you be thinking about some shit that people don't even be thinking about. I'm like, this outfit look crazy. All the time you think about your outfit, somebody probably talking about your hair. So, how I just deal with all that is people gonna say whatever they're gonna say, regardless whether you're doing good or bad. People are gonna talk about you. One thing I always heard growing up and whatnot is, you know what I'm saying, people want to talk about you whether you're doing good or bad, so you might as well just continue to do what you do. Because at the end of the day, you gotta make yourself happy. And if people talking about you, you must be doing something right. So
Something.
yeah,
At least you're doing something.
Something right, for sure. So.
And usually, like, if they're talking about you, whatever the topic is, it must hit home for them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times, like, people will point out something that they witnessed in your life that they may not like in their own life, you know?
For sure.
Like, I think my mom and I, like, some things she does, like, it gets on my nerves, but it's because I do the same thing, you know? I be mad because I know, you know?
It be a mirror back to you.
You be projecting your own insecurities onto other people,
sure,
you know?
for sure.
And it's not until you own it until you're able to just be cool with everything that is, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, off the bottom.
Yeah, sure. You know me. I'm to the neck with all my drinks.
We wrote Shaqo on the glass and everything, and you don't even want to use it.
You know, but see, I'm a nigga. I'm off the bottom. All right, the glasses not okay. This ain't Noble, okay? I just, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
So your question was.
Okay, so just to reiterate, my question was like, how do you? Okay, so first it was sometimes we are victimized by others, and then other times we victimize ourselves. How do we combat both of them?
That's a good question.
I want to get okay. So I was in this. I don't know if y'all remember ESP, like back in middle school
The hell
or
is ESP?
okay,
Like,
or elementary.
yeah, I know.
So it's basically
Special
for
something?
yeah. I don't remember what it stands for, but I was in these classes where it pertained to kids with learning disabilities, and for me, like my problem was I would be just daydreaming in class. So it wasn't that I didn't learn or I couldn't learn. I just wasn't there. I wasn't present. You know, I was thinking about what I'm doing,
Yes.
drawing and stuff.
Yes.
And they try to like low key put you on with ADHD or
So
whatnot.
yes. So
That's how.
Categorizing.
yes.
But
And I felt that, and my mama felt that.
it's the
And-
easiest thing to do when you're dealing with 30 students.
It
She not up to par.
It is.
But you don't want to spend the time to like really analyze and like learn what's going on. You
Exactly. The best way for me to learn. But I was really close with this teacher, and she had this class where she learned about insects and stuff like that. And she would just pull me out of class to do that. And they actually saw that I was top of the class, and that, you know. And so what it did was at a young age motivated me to prove myself to people. And I had to own that as well. Like, I don't gotta prove myself to nobody. But it's so sad because if you don't have that mentality or you don't have that support, like, where do you get that from? Like, how do you go about life confidently? You know, especially when everybody tells you or they try to put you in a category. They try to strip your power away from you.
Man, you know, I would say for sure, that's why I say it's really all God, because I got to this point, it's all God. Like, I I don't know. People be like, I just get up and go. Like, it give me the strength to be, muster up the confidence for me, the courage. I just, I think everything I've been through all these years it's just built up in me. You feel me? To just, be mentally strong. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing I see. Like people mentals get attacked, and their mentals get attacked, and it's over. Like that's one thing I will say. You lose your mind, you lose everything. You feel me? Because you start losing your confidence, you start losing yourself, everything just crumbles. So I think for myself, just just really believing in you, betting on yourself, really believing in you and betting on yourself in every way, shape, and form. Because it's like if you lose, you're gonna lose because of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's also gonna be a learning lesson. If you win, you're gonna win because of yourself, because you put in that work to win. You know what I'm saying? That's for everything. Like
we have so much power.
Yeah, for sure.
And sometimes we give our power away.
For sure. We got power because it's all mental. You know what I'm saying?
It's all mental, I think.
It's kind of like it's in a sense it's like it's like a game. Like life is like a game. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of like we all like in the game. We all have the objective to win, you know what I'm saying? Whatever winning in life is to you, whether winning is you becoming a millionaire, whether winning is you achieving internal happiness, whether winning, I don't know, you becoming a teacher, we all got our own versions to win in life. And it's like, when you really want something, or when you really want to achieve something, when you really want to get to a certain level in life, you're gonna do what you got to do to get there. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what anybody's gonna say, because there's gonna be people that's gonna tell you whatever along the way. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to tell you get you off your path. But that's where you go back to like the whole mental thing, like just being mentally strong to stay on that path. So I'm sure, like, think about Obama becoming president. You know how much stuff he probably endured being black and becoming the president? You know how much
he probably thought like maybe I shouldn't apply.
For sure.
I think you have to know what you're built for, and you have to be like willing to carry your load. Like I don't think that God calls on you to do something if you're not prepared for it, or if you can't be challenged by it to be your best self. And so for me, I think Obama knew his role. There would never be another Obama. He was the first to ever do that, And like all of us, we will be the first to do a lot of the things if we live authentically, And a lot of the times, I feel like personally, we do become the victim of our situations because we start to believe that we're not worth it, and we doubt our capability and things like that. But similar to me, I want to know what lesson or what time in your life did y'all say like, no, F this, like I take my power back, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, regardless of what people said. What life situation taught y'all that? For me, it was that damn class. I was like, nah, y'all not gonna label me.
That's a good question.
Take your time.
I ain't gonna lie, like when I came into 100% I came into reality with like my whole condition was when I started walking with my cane. After my third surgery and I started walking with my cane, I'm like, yeah, like this is me. Like this is just me. Like the cane body, like this is just whatever. The cane, me, like this is just me. Cause see, growing up, I always wanted to play sports. Like I always been around sports. My brothers play sports. I have a very big sports family. Like my grandpa, my uncles, like everybody sports. And so I always wanted to be involved in sports. And I even played basketball when I was a kid. But as I grew up, you know what I'm saying, obviously my condition progressed and I couldn't play sports, you know what I'm saying? So in high school I became like the team manager for basketball and like stuff like that. And so my mom always told me, like, I gotta recognize my limitations. Cause see, I was the type of kid growing up, I didn't think nothing was wrong with me. I'd be out there trying to do everything. Like I can't get hurt. Like ain't nothing wrong with me, you feel me? And so the situation that really made me realize like, okay, like this is who I am and this is I knew I wasn't tripping. Y'all heard that? Hey, I hold up. Hold on.
No, I think.
They got water from us.
No. I think someone just threw water or something. But,
I do it.
But like.
I need check out number 4 or something.
I'm
like that.
I'm so childish. I hear furniture moving and I start
Oh,
laughing.
me, I heard something. I seen some waterfall. I'm like, what the hell?
Shaqo looking at me, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell going on? Okay. My fault. No, but yeah. So when I started walking with my cane and went after my third surgery, I'm like, yeah, like this who I am. You feel me? Like this is me. Like ain't no. I just gotta recognize my limitations now. So yeah, like that's like my coming to Jesus moment.
And I think a lot of people, because I know you're about to speak too, but just speaking on limitations, I think it goes to boundaries too. Like when you learn your boundaries, you know what you can and cannot do, and that still makes you a powerful individual.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can capitalize, or not even just capitalize, but just become your best version of who you are with what you have, then you don't really look for anything else. But granted, you'll attract even better. You'll continue to attract once you,
100%,
you know,
100%.
once you just move with what you already have available to you.
100%.
I think for me, like I think about like how you said like we have the power, like in our own lives. I think sometimes we also more than likely victimize ourselves too. At least me, speaking for myself, you know, like I hear about, so just like for me, like whatever my situation is, I'm the type of person that I'm gonna push through it and I'm gonna see the end through it because I'm very observant. I like to see like how other people were in their lives and how they got to be there, and I like apply that to myself. Like I don't like where this person is. I do like where this person is, and I compare like what did they do to get to where they're at, and I try to like internalize that and like apply that to my own life. But then when you hear other people saying like you're my hero, or like I'm so like appalled by like what you've done, like you're so great and you've been through a lot, then I'm like, damn, maybe I have been through a lot. And then I start victimizing myself. And I think for me that's my issue is I give up my power. So you just gotta stay true to that. Like don't give up your power. Like even if someone thinks your story is hard or you're a hero, like still keep pushing, you know? Like but for
it
me
makes you reflect though.
Yeah.
If you just always been taught to go, keep pushing, that's also an issue because you don't reflect on like and I relate to that 100%. Like then you don't get to reflect on who you are and like what you've been through and why you're that strong person.
But now that they brought in another perspective of like you're doing great, you're amazing, it kind of sets the bar at like I'm already doing great, so I don't need to do better. Sometimes, you know, like so I think at the end of the day it depends on like how you look at it and how you take it, you know. But I'm gonna own that. After college, girl.
I feel you. I went until after college.
It hit me after college, and I was like, damn. All right.
Yes.
But I think like now it's beautiful because I'm understanding both points. Like I'm understanding that like I did victimize myself, and I did sort of start slacking a little bit in my own life and my own potential. But now I know. Now I acknowledge it. So I ain't gonna let that shit happen no more. You know?
It's crazy because you're thinking about it now and that we older. Like really think about. I always often think about things like this. Like, how old are you? If you want me to ask you?
24.
24. Okay. She wrong. I'm 25, right? So we basically on the same age. All of this stuff that we talking about was damn near non-existent from like elementary to like early high school.
And now it's present, so now we're claiming it.
And now it's just now, and I'm now saying that it didn't exist or anything, but once again, social media and everything else started to play a big factor in this. This is why, you feel me, everybody named Mama can claim depression and mental illness and whatnot. And I know mental health is real and everything, but it's like you wasn't hearing about this 15 years ago.
I think I agree with that. But on the other side, I think that social media brought a lot of things to become very evident in our living. And so for some people, you start to like self-diagnose yourself, and like y'all are saying, like it causes you to become the victim of your circumstance instead of still owning that heroic side of you for overcoming it. But I think a lot of it is like not knowing exactly what you've been through until it's shown to you, and then you kind of like resonate with it. So then in a sense, you become it. You become what you are looking at, you become what you are seeing. And to me, that's why it's so important to filter out your social media so that you can filter what you want to become. Like a lot of us, like I know my Explore page is a lot of like clothing, a lot of spirituality, a lot of stuff like that, you know? But if you're constantly like trying to find yourself, then you're gonna constantly find stuff that resonates with the person that you are right now. If you're not looking to grow, your Explore page is gonna resemble that. The people you follow is gonna resemble that. And so I think it comes back to accountability. Like, what actions are you taking?
And that's what I'm saying. We give up our power. We give up our power.
My whole Explore page is women, okay? Okay, hold on, okay. No.
I'm good. Okay, so I feel like we covered a lot of the topic today. And we even touched a little bit on social media and how that portrays into our life and becoming the victims or becoming the heroes. So, with that being said, Shaqo, I follow you on whatever. So,
you know what I'm saying?
When DJ Mustard touching that beat for you?
Hey, you are, yes, hey, man, that'd be a big blessing one day. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it happen one day, but right now I just gotta keep working, man. That's it. But hopefully it happen one day for sure.
And what are you working on? New project, anything like that?
So right now, y'all, I'm a Gemini. My birthday June 2nd. I'm thinking right now I want to drop a project on my birthday. I'm not too sure yet, but I think I do want to drop a project on my birthday. But right now, I'm just in single mode. I'm just dropping singles. I just dropped my first single, 2021, Down and Out. I don't know if you heard that. Yeah, I dropped Down and Out. I'm dropping it. I got 2 more singles I'm gonna drop within the next month or 2. Chanel Vintage and Forrest Gump. My next 2 singles I'm dropping with visuals. And then after
what is? I'm curious to know what Forrest Gump is about.
Forrest Gump is just one of those songs where I'm just talking my shit. Like, it's just me. I think that's like the real, like, just Shaqo that people want to hear.
Very raw and authentic.
For sure. It's for sure super raw. For sure super authentic. It's really me. Like, when you hear the song and you really listen to the lyrics and you listen to, and obviously you see the visual, but really when you listen to some of the lyrics, it's like really me. You're gonna be like, yeah, this is like some Shaqo type shit, So I feel like that's what people really want to hear. It's just me just embracing who I am, of course, like I try to do in every song, so yeah.
Definitely. Okay.
So June 2nd.
Yeah, June 2nd, man, on my birthday, I'm trying to drop a project that day. I'm trying to drop I don't know how many songs, but I'm trying to drop a project that day. And then between then, in the meantime, I'll just be dropping singles. So I probably got like 2 to 3 more singles up my sleeve I drop before my birthday. So yeah, that's basically it for me, man. Just more music. I really want to flood the ground this year, man. I want to drop 2 tapes this year, so please, y'all hold me accountable for that. I want to drop 2 tapes this year.
The pressure make diamonds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Hello. 2 tapes. I want to drop 10 videos at least this year, man.
Jeez, you be putting in work.
I already got one down, so just gotta keep going. But yeah.
Okay.
And I appreciate y'all for having me for sure. I told you already, I fuck with y'all idea. I really like this. I hope y'all really blow up with this. So I appreciate y'all for having me. And
Normalizing conversations.
That part.
Okay, before we end, y'all, let's do our toast to life.
We're toast to life.
Yeah, you got to pour our drink from the bottle.
So I think a reoccurring message of this conversation is to be the hero of your own story. Okay, so we gonna toast to that. You know, not looking for somebody to save us, but
I'm not saving no hoes. That's right.
So toast to being our heroes. And with that being said, y'all.
With that being said, see ya.
It's a wrap, baby.
A wrap.
Fuck where your hoes at, or where your roads at, where your backbone, nigga, where your code at, where your down since day one.